Supreme Court cancels early release of 11 convicts in the Bilkis Bano rape case. They have been asked to return to jail within 2 weeks. Top court adds Gujarat government abused its powers. Bilkis Bano reacts to the order, says this is what justice feels like. India-Maldives row escalates as China wades into the row. Maldives President Mohammad Muizzu visits China. China says India should stay open-minded. Government announces new oil discovery in the country. Project in the Krishna Godavari basin in Karnataka. Oil extraction work has already begun. This is what Union Minister says. They also expect 45,000 barrels of oil per day by May. An NDTV exclusive from Ayodhya as the Ram Temple Trust Chief speaks with NDTV. He says they are all set for the grand opening. And it's the National Sports Awards on Tuesday as 26 athletes to be honored. Mohammad Shami will receive the Arjuna Award. He spoke exclusively to NDTV. Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Osama Shah. Our top story, the Supreme Court today ruled that 11 men convicted of raping Bilkis Bano and killing her family during the 2002 Gujarat riots, but released early for good behavior, must return to jail. The convicts have to surrender within 2 weeks. This is what the court said, cancelling Gujarat's decision to release them. Reacting to the order, Bilkis Bano said, this is what justice feels like.
It's back to prison for these 11 men, convicted for gang raping Bilkis Bano when she was 21. 5 months pregnant and fleeing communal riots, and yet shockingly released by the Gujarat government 17 months ago. In a strong order, the Supreme Court cancelled the release decision of the Gujarat government, calling it abuse of power, and directed the convicts to surrender within a fortnight. The apex court has also held that Gujarat government wasn't the appropriate government to decide on their remission, and it is the Maharashtra government that can decide on the premature release of the convicts.
जजमेंट है वो कहता है कि रूल ऑफ लॉ सबसे ज्यादा सुप्रीम रहेगा इस देश में, और रूल ऑफ लॉ को एक बार फिर अपहोल्ड किया गया है. मैं तो ये कहूंगी कि इससे एक भरोसा जो हम सब देशवासियों का है रूल ऑफ लॉ पर, उसका एक बार फिर हमारा भरोसा इस पर वापस आता है.
While quashing the remission order of the Gujarat government, Supreme Court has held that Gujarat government is not competent to order remission of the convicts. Maharashtra is the appropriate government to decide on the remission. Gujarat has acted in tandem and was complicit with the convicts. May 2022 order was obtained through fraudulent means and suppression of facts. The Supreme Court also said that the Gujarat government should have challenged May 2022 order, directing it to consider the remission plea under 1992 policy.
The BJP, instead of standing with the victim, they have always stood with the perpetrators of this heinous crime. It is Bilkis Bano who fought so bravely, and because of she also put her life on the line.
The convicts' release of Independence Day last year had triggered outrage as they were given a hero's welcome with garlands and sweets. They were also seen sharing stage with BJP leaders. Convict Radheshyam Shah has even started practicing law. The Supreme Court was told during an 11-day hearing last year of petitions challenging the release.
With Supreme Court quashing the Gujarat government's remission order and also directing all the 11 convicts to surrender within a period of 2 weeks, and holding that the Maharashtra government is the competent government to decide on the remission plea, the 11 convicts upon surrendering can file a remission plea before the Maharashtra government. With camera person Sushil Rathi, this is Arvind Gunasekar for NDTV.
On a day Maldives President Mohammad Muizzu landed in Beijing to sign bilateral agreements, China's state media in an editorial referred to India's diplomatic row with the Maldives and called for an open-minded approach to looking at South Asian issues. The Maldives government has suspended 3 ministers over their derogatory comments on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Lakshadweep. The Maldivian government has distanced itself from the insulting comments by the 3 ministers and called the matter their personal opinion that do not represent the views of the government.
China wading into the India-Maldives row a day after the Maldivian government was forced to suspend 3 ministers whose derogatory social media posts over Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Lakshadweep visit and suggestions by Indian social media users that Lakshadweep can be an alternate tourism destination to Maldives kicked off a firestorm. An opinion piece in the Chinese mouthpiece Global Times said, China has always treated Maldives as equal. New Delhi should stay open-minded and that Chinese assistance will make Maldives prosperous. This as the Maldives President Mohammad Muizzu, who was elected to power last November after an India Out campaign, reached China for his first bilateral visit after assuming power. Both India and China have jostled for influence in Maldives, a country that lies at the strategic crossroads of the Indian Ocean. As the closest big neighbor to Maldives, India has shared a strong relationship for decades. But now Beijing is aggressively vying for that space and wants to use Maldives to expand its influence.
China's decision to wade into this so-called tension between New Delhi and the Maldives is bad news for Delhi. It comes at a time when China has been establishing a huge presence in the Indian Ocean region. These are the Maldives. This is Djibouti, where China operates its first overseas base. This is the area they're vying for influence. They've already got a deep water port in Hambantota in Sri Lanka. And then, of course, over here is Pakistan, where there is a strong Chinese influence. Therefore, New Delhi is concerned about the growing influence of China in these waters, which is why it's critical for New Delhi to ensure that the relationship with the Maldives prospers.
In a further escalation, India summoned the Maldives envoy in Delhi and the Indian High Commissioner in Malé visited the Maldives Foreign Ministry in what the Indian government said was a pre-arranged meeting. Such has been the social media backlash that Indian aggregator Ease My Trip announced it was suspending all Maldives flight and hotel bookings, while Make My Trip reported a huge jump in searches for Lakshadweep on its app.
Lakshadweep has seen a remarkable 3,400% increase in searches ever since our Honorable PM visited the islands.
We believe that Lakshadweep and many other places in India can be much, much better than other international tourism destinations like Maldives. And we believe that our Honorable Prime Minister has done the right thing by promoting Lakshadweep at a very timely manner.
According to Government of Maldives data, Indians have formed the biggest chunk of tourist arrivals in the country for 2 straight years. The big question, will this row affect both tourism in Maldives and India's relations with the island nation? With Vishnu Som, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Government has announced a new oil discovery in the country. This project is in the Krishna-Godavari basin in Karnataka. Union Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas Hardeep Singh Puri says that the oil extraction work has begun and that they expect to produce 45,000 barrels of oil per day by May. Listen in.
30 kilometers off the coast of Kakinada in the Krishna-Godavari basin. I am delighted to inform all my fellow countrymen that the first oil has been extracted yesterday. There is work started on this in 2016-17, then there were some delays on account of COVID, but I am sure that out of the 26 wells there, 4 wells are already operational. We will not only have gas also in a very short period of time, but by May and June, we hope to be able to produce 45,000 barrels per day, which will be 7% of our total crude oil production and 7% of our gas production.
A fresh war of words has emerged in Uttar Pradesh after BSP Supremo Mayawati targeted Samajwadi Party, calling it an anti-Dalit party. Mayawati alleged that ahead of 2024 general elections, Samajwadi's focus is to keep BSP out of any alliance talks with opposition parties. She also mentioned that under Samajwadi government, a flyover was built very close to the BSP office, which according to her was a safety hazard. She claims that that's why she has been forced to hold meetings at her residence since then. Wading into the entire issue today, Uttar Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya said that the UP government is committed to her safety. Samajwadi Party has hit back, calling the Uttar Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister's assurance doublespeak by the BJP.
मायावती जी ने अपनी सुरक्षा को लेकर के जो खतरा जताया है, हम आश्वस्त कर रहे हैं उन्हें। उत्तर प्रदेश में योगी आदित्यनाथ जी की सरकार है। योगी आदित्यनाथ जी की सरकार के रहते कोई समाजवादी पार्टी का नेता कार्यकर्ता अब गुंडागर्दी नहीं कर सकता है। ये 1995 का दौर नहीं है जब गेस्ट हाउस में मायावती जी को मारने की साजिश रची गई थी। हम सख्त कानून व्यवस्था से ऐसे सभी गुंडों को हमने जेल की सलाखों के पीछे भेजा है जो इस तरह की मंशा रखते हैं। मायावती जी को आश्वस्त रहना चाहिए।
उत्तर प्रदेश के भाजपा राज्य में जब प्रदेश की एक पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री ही अपने आप को सुरक्षित नहीं महसूस कर रही है तो और आम जनता का क्या होगा। आदरणीय मौर्य जी, आदरणीय योगी जी, मायावती जी का बयान भारतीय जनता पार्टी के मुंह पर और उनकी कानून व्यवस्था पर, उनके जंगल राज पर एक तमाचा है।
केशव प्रसाद मौर्य जी को यह भी बताना चाहिए कि वो कौन से मंत्री उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार में शामिल हैं जिन्होंने आदरणीय मायावती जी पे टिप्पणी की थी। उनको 6 वर्ष के लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी से बाहर किया गया था। वो कब भाजपा में वापस आ गए, कब वो मंत्री बन गए, इस पे भी केशव प्रसाद मौर्य जी को थोड़ा प्रकाश डालना चाहिए।
Gujarat is ready to host one of the most prestigious business summits, Vibrant Gujarat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate this flagship event that is often attributed the credit of Gujarat's success as a premier destination for business. E-mobility, semiconductors, green energy and high-tech manufacturing are being seen as the key areas that could see big partnerships. Vasudha Venugopal has more details.
Two most important days for Gujarat, start now. The Prime Minister is going to arrive in Ahmedabad, and after that, next 2 days, it's going to be a tightly packed schedule for him. So I'll tell you, so Vibrant Gujarat is seen as his brainchild, something that he conceptualized in 2003 to portray, to project Gujarat as this, destination for business and investment. And in the last 20 years, this summit has grown to be not just this platform to bring business heads and stakeholders together, but also policy makers together. So, there is 20-year legacy to Vibrant Gujarat. Remember, it's held once in 2 years. 2021, it could not be held because of the pandemic. So this year, it becomes all the more important. And this is also election year. So it's all the more important for Prime Minister Narendra Modi because he will also see this as an opportunity to make a mega pitch for investments, be it, 50 global heads of different companies from Microsoft to Google. They are going to be here. Apart from that, there are 34 partner nations which include Germany, Australia, UK and several other countries. So those delegates are also going to be here. And most importantly, the President of United Arab Emirates, UAE, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan is going to be here tomorrow. So there's going to be a big roadshow that the Prime Minister will honor him with. And of course, that is what the city is preparing for. And, they're going to go plastic free is what I understand. And this is going to be a signal to not just the Muslim community, but also a diplomatic message because remember, India is seen as a friend of Israel, but in the last few months, we've also taken a very strong position against humanitarian crisis in Gaza. As far as Vibrant Gujarat is concerned, tomorrow the Prime Minister will inaugurate the trade show. Fintech is an area of interest. Emerging technologies, be it electric mobility, and of course, the whole talk about semiconductors. Remember, Gujarat was the first state to have a semiconductor policy 2 years ago, and there's already this tie-up with Micron Technology that was sealed during the Prime Minister's visit to the US last year. That is going to be taken forward. All of that is going to happen in the next 2 days, and of course the grand summit is going to get inaugurated day after tomorrow. Prime Minister himself will do it, and he will also travel to Gift City, which is seen as his offering to the country, and it is seen as a futuristic place, facility that could have everything ready for any kind of economic activity. That is something that he's going to do, and also announce huge collaborations. So that is what is going to happen. But other than that, there is also some political activity that is being planned is what I've been told. He is likely to also meet BJP leadership here in the state. Remember that this is election year. BJP in Gujarat won 153 seats. It was a historic record of sorts, and I'm sure the party wants to sort of repeat that in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections as well.
Welcome back. Just days to go for the big Ram Mandir inauguration, and the temple town is all set for its biggest event ever. NDTV spoke exclusively to the man in charge, Nripendra Misra, chairman of the Ram Temple Trust, who told NDTV about all the big preparations ahead of this event.
एक सवाल, चूंकि ठंड बहुत थी, सुबह हम चाय की दुकान पे बैठे थे और एक महिला मिली। हम बार बार बता रहे हैं कि भगवान राम की दोनों मूर्तियां प्राण प्रतिष्ठित मतलब गर्भगृह में होंगी, लेकिन फिर भी लोगों का सवाल ये है कि ये जो भगवान राम है जिनकी अस्थायी मंदिर में पूजा हो रही है, ये वाले भगवान राम कहाँ जाएंगे और जो नए वाले भगवान राम है वो कहाँ लगेंगे?
पूरी श्रद्धा, पूरी धार्मिक जो आवश्यकताएं हैं उनकी पूर्ति करते हुए दोनों विराजित होंगे हमारे गर्भगृह में। एक अचल मूर्ति होगी जो कि खड़ी मूर्ति
जो नई वाली है,
जो नई है, जिसकी प्राण प्रतिष्ठा होगी, और जो ऑलरेडी प्रतिष्ठित हैं वह भगवान उसी सिंहासन में उनके समक्ष होंगे और केवल एक दूसरे की समझ के लिए अचल मूर्ति को अचल मूर्ति समझा जाएगा, वो कहीं मूव नहीं करेगी। और अचल मूर्ति के ठीक सामने उत्सव मूर्ति होगी, जहाँ पूरे केवल रामलला ही नहीं, रामलला के साथ उनके भ्राता जो हैं वो भी वहाँ पे होंगे, हनुमान जी का भी स्वरूप जो वहाँ है वो भी होगा, शालिग्राम जी जो वहाँ रखे हुए हैं वो भी होंगे। तो इस प्रकार जो भी वहाँ है वह 21 तारीख तक ट्रस्ट उन भगवान को यहाँ लाने की व्यवस्था करेगा।
ये जो उत्सव मूर्ति है जो अभी अस्थायी मंदिर में है, ये कब पहुँचेगी अपने घर में से?
उसी को मैंने कहा कि 21 जनवरी तक उसको यहाँ लाने की व्यवस्था करेगा। इसीलिए ट्रस्ट असमंजस में है कि संभवतः आरती होगी, उनकी पूजा होगी, लेकिन श्रद्धालु कदाचित 21 तारीख को उनका दर्शन नहीं कर पाएंगे क्योंकि वो वहाँ से नए स्थान में विराजमान।
रामलला के लिए श्रद्धालु जो एक दिन का तो त्याग कर ही सकते हैं।
और 22 को प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के बाद 23 तारीख से सभी लोग इस रास्ते की बजाय इधर मुड़ेंगे, परकोटा में जाएंगे, परकोटा से नीचे चल करके और सीढ़ियों का इस्तेमाल करेंगे और भगवान के मंदिर में
23 तारीख से ये जाली वगैरह ये हट जाएगी, एंट्री इधर ही से होगी।
जी बिल्कुल, 23 तारीख से यहाँ कुछ नहीं रुकावट होगी, केवल श्रद्धालु होंगे और उनके भगवान रामलला होंगे।
तो जो सेकंड फ्लोर का काम है, फर्स्ट फ्लोर का काम है, उसमें बाधा नहीं आएगी, दर्शन भी होता रहेगा।
हम पूरा जो LNT है वो पूरी तरीके से इस प्रकार बैरिकेड कर रही है। हम इस समय जब वहाँ बैठते हैं आपस में तो 1 से 2 घंटे तक केवल यही चर्चा करते हैं कि किस प्रकार से सेफ्टी हो, किस प्रकार से किसी श्रद्धालु को एक जरा सी भी असुविधा नहीं हो, तो वह किया जा रहा है और वो सुनिश्चित किया जाएगा।
अब सर एक सवाल ये लोगों के मन में भी है 22 तारीख को लेकर के, और चर्चा भी हुई कि अरुण योगीराज की मूर्ति सिलेक्ट हो गई। अगर आप कुछ बता सकें सर की मूर्ति के विषय में।
मूर्ति के बारे में मैं केवल उतना ही बता सकता हूँ जितना हमारे जनरल सेक्रेटरी श्री चंपत राय जी ने संभवतः 2 दिन पहले बयान दिया था। मैं समझता हूँ आने वाले 3-4 दिनों में ही ट्रस्ट इस निर्णय को घोषित कर सकेगा कि इनमें से कौन सी मूर्ति प्राण प्रतिष्ठित होगी। लेकिन एक बात आपको बता दूं, तीनों मूर्ति उसी प्रकार की निष्ठा, श्रद्धा, धार्मिक भाव के अनुसार यहाँ पर लिए जाएंगे और उनको ट्रस्ट स्वीकार करेगा और तीनों मूर्तिकारों को जो भी सम्मान धनराशि देनी है वह देगा।
Bangladesh just wrapped up its elections and the ruling Awami League won a landslide majority. But it was a one-sided show right from the start as the opposition had boycotted the polls, raising questions as to whether this was the end of democracy in the country. Here's a report.
Sheikh Hasina, elected Bangladesh Prime Minister for a historic 5th term and is now the longest serving female leader of a country. But the question of the main opposition skipping the election was a sore point in her victory. The opposition Bangladesh Nationalist Party not only did not participate but also gave a boycott call, Those arrested in the train's arson case in which 4 people died right before the elections have links to the BNP, the police say.
My reaction is very simple. The BNP is not a terrorist party. People of Bangladesh never considered BNP as a terrorist party. Rather, BNP is a patriotic party. BNP want to restore our democracy. The role of BNP is to protect our national economy. The role of BNP is to safeguard our national interest.
India has also watched this election closely, and Sheikh Hasina reiterated her government's commitment to strong Indo-Bangla ties.
India is our tested friend during our liberation war. They supported us, not only then after 75.
Geopolitically, Bangladesh is one of the most important partners and a neighbor of India. And while historically India-Bangladesh ties have always been good, there have been hiccups in between. Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, India-Bangladesh ties have seen improvement, and foreign policy watchers say with Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's re-election, the India-Bangladesh relationship can reach a new level. With camera person GD Shankar in Dhaka, Bangladesh, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.